And just in time for kickoff of Homecoming 2023, we welcome you to Wildcats Stadium, where it's the Forest Lake Rangers making that trek down 35E against the Eagan Wildcats. Again, happy Homecoming 2023. He's Nathan Cron. I'm Mike Cook. Glad you're with us tonight. Should be a pretty good football game between a couple of squads that are very evenly matched, and they similar styles. This is going to be pound, pound, and pound.
Yeah, we don't expect to see a lot of aerial fireworks here tonight between the Rangers and the Wildcats, but nonetheless, we expect to see a very entertaining football game between two teams that know each other well.
Wildcats are going to take over from their own 20-yard line, and we get things going here tonight. And that'll be a keeper for the Wildcats. That's going to be out near a first down that time by the Eagan quarterback. I believe that was going to be it's Brooklyn Evans starting tonight under center for the Wildcats, number 11. Of course, he and Carson Schwam have spent a good chunk of the year rotating at that quarterback position. First down, Cats, 11 yards by number 11. We may as well get it out of the way right now. The elephant in the room. The conditions out here are nasty tonight. It's raining. There's a pretty good wind moving from left to right across your screen. Cats going right into the brunt of that breeze. So I don't expect to see a whole lot of balls up in the air tonight from either squad as the Cats pick up a couple on first down.
I expect to see a steady diet of gauge between the tackles. And this offensive line has had some moments this year where they've been absolutely magnificent. They've also had some moments where they've not been able to put the ball, get the 10 yards and the 4 downs allowed, and that's really set the Wildcats back. It's an offense that doesn't do well with getting off schedule. They've got to stay on schedule.
Names we're going to call a lot tonight for Forest Lake. Mark Rendell, number 5. Colby Christensen, number 7. Top 2 tacklers on this Rangers squad. And Cats going to do nothing there. That's going to set up 3rd and long. Read extremely well by the Rangers. First man in there was number 94, Austin Bergeson, junior linebacker. As you look at Tate Gage, junior running back for the Wildcats. He's been the bell cow for this Wildcat squad this season.
He has. He didn't start out that way, Mike Cook, but he certainly has grown into the role, maybe taken over the role one way or the other. Has not showed any signs of wearing down, which is really surprising and admirable given the workload.
Baseball player in the offseason. Pretty good baseball player in the offseason. 3rd and long upcoming for the Cats. 3rd and about 7. Will they go to the air? They shall. Evans near side. That ball is not going to be completed. Boats the intended target. Cats going to be forced to punt this one away. And punting has been an adventure as of late for the Wildcats. Had some short punts, and now they're going to be kicking this one into the wind. Good stop by Forest Lake.
Don't have to have a boomer here. Just have to have the punt. Get off, cover it down the field, give it to the Rangers. But don't sweat it.
Little low knuckler. Hopefully he gets a favorable roll. Actually, that was shanked. Forest Lake's going to take over at midfield with 9:51 to go here. Opening quarter on ETV. Of course, we are your home for Wildcats sports. Forest Lake comes in. They've lost 2 in a row. They've lost 3 games this year by a combined 8 points. They went for 2 against Prior Lake earlier in the year. Didn't get it. Last 2 games they got, like 2 weeks ago, they got down to the 20 or so. Couldn't capitalize. Last week they got down to about the 23 in the final minute. Couldn't quite punch that one in against Woodbury. So they are a dangerous 3-3 squad. And a pitch is going to go far side, across the 45, across the 40, first down Forest Lake. And a name we're going to call a ton tonight, number 8, Leighton Patzer. But this one's probably coming back because a yellow hanky is laying on the turf at about the 48-yard line.
So again, from our perspective, wasn't sure exactly what was going on the far side, but I think it's going to be holding against the Rangers. It was right at the point of attack. It looked like the outside defender for the Wildcats, and indeed it is a holding call against the Rangers. Outside defender was doing a good job of keeping his outside shoulder free. The Ranger blocker must have been holding, at least in the opinion of the referee, and so as a result, they'll be 10 yards back the other way.
And let's be honest, does any other opinion matter?
Well,
not at that situation.
Not in that situation.
So 1st and 18 for the Rangers, second offensive play of the night for Forest Lake. And it looks like they're just going to go actually going to pitch it Ball on the turf. Cats say they have it. Cats do have it. Tried to get the pitch to Sam Cardle. Didn't happen correctly. Cats fall on the football. First down, Eagan in Forest Lake territory.
Well, that is absolutely, definitely what neither team wanted to have happen in terms of starting the game off with a turnover, a penalty, and now a turnover for the Rangers. Cats set up with awesome field position.
You and I both had a chance to talk to head coach Nick Johnson today. It's one of the things he emphasized. Turnovers are so key tonight. Of course, they are every game, but especially when you get a game like this where, let's face it, I don't think you're going to get the football a lot of offensive series if you're having offensive success, because this is ground and pound. Schwam, he'll pitch. Gage gets maybe 3 on that. Number of Rangers in on the stop that time. Number 92 in there, I believe first man in, Howie Johnson. Just a sophomore is 92 in white.
Ball security is going to be paramount this evening with the wet conditions out there. It's not pouring rain anymore. It was pouring earlier, but there's a sheen of wetness, of moisture over everything out there, and it's continuing. It's not going away. The team that fumbles the least, holds on to the ball the most, is going to win this football game.
As we said, Cats are going into a pretty stiff breeze at this moment. Here with 3 minutes gone by in this one. It should be Gage once again. He'll get maybe a couple, maybe 3 that time on second down. It's going to set up a manageable third down, and we'll call it about 4 this time for the Cats.
And given the Cats situation with respect to special teams play and things like that, Mike, I think this is 4-down territory for the Cats. They're near the 30-yard line of their opposition. They're not going to lose much get much field position by a punt. They have 2 plays to get 5 yards.
That's
2 plays to get 5 yards.
Yep. And this is Eagan football. You just smash mouth. Straight ahead. Every pile's moving. Sticks are going to move. First down, Eagan Wildcats. And I'm going to assume that's Tate Gage coming up off the bottom of that pile. And of course it is.
It absolutely was.
Following Cole Meyer there, 57.
It absolutely was. That's a nice play over the right side.
First down at the 27-yard line. Again, second drive of the night for the Eagan Wildcats. Got a first down on their first play, then went 3 and out. Forest Lake fumbled on their second opportunity, or their second play on offense, I should say. And that is wrapped up quickly. Minimal pickup that time. A host of Rangers. Hunter Gruba leading the way, big number 99 from his defensive line spot.
The advantage of a player like Tate Gage, Mike, is that he's relatively small, and I don't mean he plays small, but he doesn't present a large aspect. He's not a big, bruising, giant human being that's going to, draw a lot. He can squeeze through some very good, very small creases, and that's what this offensive line needs to create for him.
Cats have 2 men wide left. Be stunned if they went to the air, and they won't. And they're going to run it down to about the 21-yard line. So that's going to set up third and about 4. Looks very similar to what we had just, about a minute ago. And the last third down play for the Wildcats.
Yeah, again, about 5 yards to go here. Give or take 4 or 5 yards, and 2 plays to do it in, Mike Cook. I can't imagine the Wildcats in this condition. You are getting closer to Jack Hansen territory, but you're probably going to go for it here on 4th down.
Absolutely. And we saw the kickers warming up, and I think both kickers were struggling trying to get a read on that wind tonight. And again, here you're going into it, and from here you're looking at about 38 yards. Gage, can he get there? It's going to be close on that second effort. I'm looking at the referee or the official on the far side. Yeah, are they going to move the sticks? Let's see where they spot it.
It's awfully close. Both referees seem to be standing on the 17-yard line. And the stick is on the 17-yard line.
Yep, and there go the chains. First down, Eagan Wildcats.
Okay.
Just enough on that carry. Second first down of this drive. So into the red zone for the first time tonight. Go the Eagan Wildcats here on Homecoming 2023. Mission Possible, the theme this year. Just past the halfway point, quarter number 1. And again, straight ahead, right into the heart of that Forest Lake defense. But hey, let's give credit to this Eagan offensive line right now. They are, I think they're controlling the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Gage is doing a great job squeezing that ball down. Ball security paramount when you're a coach's kid, you understand holding on to that ball is like holding on to the entire fortunes of the entire program. Everybody who played before you, everybody who will play after you, you got to hold on to it. But that offensive line is moving the pile, Mike Cook.
Hey, that's a lot of pressure you just put on a 17-year-old.
Well, that's what it is. It's not just a football.
Audible, I think, maybe for Schwam, who's now in a quarterback. Yeah, audible it to Gage. Gets down near the 11-yard line, maybe just inside the 10, looking at the official on the far side. 3rd and short upcoming for the Wildcats. 92 Howie Johnson on the stop again for Forest Lake. This drive has been all Gage. Started at the Forest Lake 38. And this drive has taken more than 5 minutes already.
I got number 74, Ethan Wilson, blocking when that whistle blows. I always love to see a guy blocking when the whistle's blowing.
Actually, they're spotted just outside the 10. And is he going to have enough? It's going to be close once again, but I think he's there.
On the tackle is
looking for the official call.
Number 12.
There, the sticks are being put away. 1st and goal, Wildcats at the 8. Wildcats going to get the first tally of tonight's ball game.
It was a gain of 3 in the first down. It's now 1st and goal.
4:16 to go, opening quarter. We said a little bit ago, scoring chances maybe going to be a premium tonight, so you've got to capitalize them. You're the home team.
It's 6 or go home.
Gage, inside the 5, got about halfway there that time. We'll give him 4 on that play. Again, running right into the heart of that Forest Lake defense.
Well, it's a Forest Lake defense that we know is tough.
Number 88.
A lot of guys
on that
the
3-yard line
team are playing on this football team. That is a lot of guys who understand leverage. And the fact that the offensive line for these Eagan Wildcats are moving them back.
Gain of 5, 2nd and goal, Wildcats now from the Rangers 3.
Then the Cats put it in. Gage goes to his right. Bench thinks he's in. The officials say
near the goal
it's going to be 3rd down.
Gage with a nice cutback move, and that's why Gage is so dangerous. We know he's fast and he can run between the tackles, but you see there, he was heading to the left side of the line. He altered where he was going, did a little hop, and went to the right side between the right guard and the center. Did a nice job of cutting back, and that created, a great opportunity here on 3rd down.
11 runs by Gage on this drive. Will he get a 12th carry? Cats are 6 points, Eagan.
The quarterback sneak, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Carson Schwab pushes it over. We've seen that several times this year.
Run for the touchdown for
the Wildcats get down inside that 1-yard line, and Schwab pushes it across. And now he's going to hold for the extra point.
Absolutely.
Schwab will hold for the point after attempt by Jack Hansen.
Jack Hansen for the PAT. That drive went 38 yards, took almost 7 minutes. Everybody set. Kick is on its way. Kick is up. Kick is good.
2 minutes, 46 seconds.
Homecoming 2023 is off to a good start for the Wildcats. They take a 7-0 lead over the Rangers from Forest Lake.
Off to a good start, and absolutely what the doctor ordered with respect to, taking it to the Rangers. Now, Rangers, they're not going away. We know that. This is early in this football game. Rangers are going to be bringing it to the Wildcats. Wildcats still have, on defense, they have some unanswered questions from last week, Mike Cook. They've got some unanswered questions about taking on a Farmington team that had been winless until that point. This defense has got to be able to tackle. First thing they got to do here is cover on the kick.
Number 17, the point after was good by Jack Hansen.
So Eagan will kick off for the first time tonight. Back deep for the Rangers should be number 4. As I go to the roster, that's Reed Olson along with number 18, Ethan Lashinsky. And you can hear the pit there. They're rocking it tonight.
Number 2, Ethan Lashinsky, number 18.
Weather certainly has dampened a little bit of the crowd that we would have expected for a homecoming game. No band, for instance, tonight, but the pit is still here and making a nice showing.
And a little pooch kick. We've seen that before. Forest Lake will get a return out across the 20, across the 30, out to the 40. Nice return that time by check that, number 5, Rendell, not Lendl.
He returns the kickoff.
We said keep an eye on Rendell on defense. I didn't think about kick returns. But out near the 40-yard line, Forest Lake, actually they're going to start them at the 42. So their last drive started at midfield. This drive at their own 42. Forest Lake looking to do a little better with it than they did on that last drive where they fumbled on their second play.
42-yard line.
Again, Leighton Patzer, number 8, he is their feature back. Ran for over 100 yards every game. Little pitch this time once again. And they've got some room. Oh, going for the football that time was the Wildcats, but we've got a late flag coming in. Sam Cordo with the carry of a sizable distance, but let's see what the flag's about.
And that's going to be a hold again on the outside receiver. It's going to be down the field, so it's not going to wipe out the entire, well, check it. It is going to wipe everything out.
Yeah, 18-yard on that carry, but not going to happen.
So what's happening there? What's happening there is Owen Ford is trying to break off to make the tackle, and forgive me, I did not see which Ranger player it was, but in any event, Ford was not able to disengage, and as a result, look, he's already got a 10-yard gain. Let him go. Let him go and let the back pick up something else. Instead, it's first down and 9.
Yep. So Forest Lake, 2 penalties and a fumble on their first 3 offensive plays. Coach Beaslow not going to be happy with that. Long count. Straight ahead. Maybe gets a couple of yards. A host of Eagan Wildcats in on that stop.
Carry number 8, Leighton Patzer on the tackle.
Like I said, we'll call that name a lot tonight.
Be interesting to see who gets more carries.
Also carries to the 46-yard line.
Often Gage or Petzer.
2 yards on that carry.
2nd and 6. Rangers the ball now at the 46-yard line.
What you should talk to, we've got some defensive changes tonight for the Wildcats. We'll get to that here after this play. Forest Lake, will they throw it here on 2nd down? They've got the wind at their back right now. Now Patzer's a pretty good call as well. He'll get across midfield. He gets tripped up that time by Henry Heinlein, 33. But
on the tackle, 33.
The Wildcats are playing without Cole Will tonight, so that moves Bear Larson back to linebacker. You can hear that wind. 3rd and about, we'll call it 2. Got to go with 8 here, don't you? No, they don't. They're going to pitch it far side. Cuts the corner. Cuts it back in.
Pitch out to number 2.
Once again, Sam Cordy.
Sam Cordy carries for a Ranger
nice
first
pick up down the right in front of the Forest Lake bench.
52 for the Wildcats.
It's going to be a first down at the Wildcat 28-yard line. Nicely executed, though, by the Rangers.
I think everybody in the stadium
gain of 21 yards, first and 10 now for the Rangers at the Wildcat.
I think it was a reasonable assumption, like you said, Mike. That's why we're up here, maybe not down there, but that was a well-executed play by the Rangers.
Inside 40 seconds to go in a rapid first quarter. Keep pitch. Nope, we've got flags. Generally, this will be against the offense.
Yeah, the
false start.
Side is signaling
from the Wildcat
penalty against the Rangers.
Yep. Penalty count up to 3.
Yeah, I think an offensive. I think what happened is maybe one of the offensive linemen left just a little bit early. It looked like earlier that one of the tackles was a little bit jumpy. I'll just say jumpy on one of the plays earlier, and maybe that time he was a little too jumpy.
2 receivers right for the Rangers. They're going to send 2 guys to the right side. Logic would say you're going to run it right, but will they?
Unbalancing to the right, power to the right.
They will. Straight ahead, out to the 26-yard line, number 8, Leighton Patzer, one of the captains on this squad. And that will be the final play of quarter number 1. Well, we said it was a rapid quarter, and so it's going to be a pickup of about 2. Teams are going to head to their benches momentarily. We're going to switch ends, and we'll start quarter number 2, which provides us a golden opportunity to talk about what happened on this field last night. Really, really nice win by the Eagan girls soccer team.
Eagan girls soccer winning these. We have a sorry folks, we have a tent that is blown away. And so there's gonna have to be some tent wrangling out there. But the Eagan High School girls soccer team prevailed over Apple Valley 4-0 in the Section 3-3A semifinals. They will take on the Rosemount Irish next Tuesday here at Wildcats Stadium. Game time 7:15. There are free tickets available for the first 100 people, 100 students, so we'd love to have a big pit out for that one. It should be an excellent game. Rosemount is not only a fine program, but an excellent team. They're the number 3 seed in Section 3-3A. Wildcats are the top seed, which is why they're hosting the championship game. And it should be a heck of a soccer game between 2 good clubs, two sides.
And that Rosemount program, they are the defending state champs. However, they lost a lot of players from last year.
That's one way of saying it, yes, 10 out of 11.
So, I mean, credit to, I think it's Todd Farrington, I believe, is the coach for both soccer teams at Rosemount High School. And congrats to him for getting this team together. I know Rosemount, I read where they were struggling early.
They did struggle. They were playing some incredible teams. They were playing some of the best teams in the Metro, and he's got the boys team as a number 1 seed as well.
And for Eagan boys soccer, unfortunately, they got upset in the first round of Bloomington Jefferson. I believe it was a 2-1 final.
It was indeed a 2-1 final. The boys got up early, 1-0, and then conceded 2 in the space of about 6 minutes, and just could not find a way to climb back into that and get a tying goal. They had some great chances at the end, but unfortunately for those boys, their season comes to an end.
Yep. So I think we have a problem with the chains on the far side. Everybody seems to be looking that way. The down marker is correct. It's second down, and they've got the location correct. I don't know if the chains are just tangled up on that far side. It appears that might be the case.
It should be about second down and about, by my count, should be second down and about 8. Yeah,
yep.
About 8, give or take. Yeah, there we go. That looks about right.
All right, everybody seems to be in position. I'm waiting for one more stick to move. There it goes. It gets set down. We should get the whistle, and we should be playing football now. Nice run up on the little counter handoff that time. First carry of the football game, I believe, was DeMonso, the carrier. His first carry of the night. He's also a good defender for this squad.
Well, that is what we see from Forest Lake. We saw it last year in the playoff game. We see it now. There's a lot of misdirection. You had a jet sweep coming from right to left. You had pulling guards, pulling tackles going left to right.
By the way, that was a first down for Forest Lake. Just enough. And that'll get him about halfway to another one that time. Patzer, the ball carrier. Nice job. He tried to cut outside, didn't see anything, cut inside, and still got about 5 on that play.
Well, Jack Hansen, big number 78 for the Wildcats, knifed in there. He had a chance at Patzer, and that's, to be fair, that's the kind of tackle, if you're going to beat this Forest Lake team, you've got to make.
Absolutely.
And Hansen's got to say, I got to do that again.
2nd and 5.
2nd and 5, Forest Lake. Neither team yet to put the ball in the air, and we'll continue that way. And getting around the corner, and I believe that should be enough for a force down.
Jack Cougar, number 26, makes the tackle for the Wildcats.
Here we go. First down, Forest Lake, 1st and goal from the Wildcats 7.
6-yard gain to the 7-yard line.
It was a 6-yard pickup on that last carry.
Goal from the 7-yard line.
Forest Lake looking to get the equalizer here, early stages, quarter number 2. They'll shift once again. That leaves Patzer alone in the backfield. Gurrell, the quarterback. Patzer cuts it up. Gets about half the necessary distance there for Forest Lake. Hansen in on the stop, among others, for the Eagan Wildcats.
Eagan Patson, number 8 the ball carrier.
So what I liked was I saw Wildcats staying at home, making sure that the ball was going a certain direction before they committed. Unfortunately, though, that meant that they were staying shallow. They weren't penetrating, and a little bit of penetration there might have had a chance to stop Patzer.
Out of the eye this time for Forest Lake. Can the Rangers get the equalizer? Oh, nice play that time by the Eagan defense, coming across as Will.
Number 10, Cole Jarrell keeps the ball.
That was Carter Will, number 56 in blue, saying hello.
Well, it's a tendency breaker to pull that ball down, for the quarterback to pull that ball down and go around the outside to see what he can do. They've attacked the outside with the running back. They've attacked between the tackles. Now it's see if we can do something with the quarterback.
Third and goal from the 4. Can the Rangers get it in? They've got DeMonso. He's the up back. Patzer cuts it in, and he's into the blue paint for a touchdown, Rangers.
4 yards into the end zone, touchdown Forest Lake.
And Forest Lake an extra point away from tying this one up.
Well, the Rangers that time had what looked, I wouldn't say it wasn't a single wing look, but it was an interesting look where you had an I formation with a wing, and instead of being outside the tight end, he was tucked in between the tackle. It looked like between the tackle and the tight end, and that time the Wildcats just didn't have enough bodies at the point of attack. Mike.
Ernest Goodwin, PAT, has yet to miss one this year. He's got a pretty good leg. That one is. That darn near hit the scoreboard here in Wildcat country, but here we go. 9:04 to go in the opening half. It's the Eagan Wildcats 7, the Forest Lake Rangers 7. Hey, good opportunity, by the way. We mentioned it's cold, it's rainy, it's wet. A lot of kids wearing coats out there tonight. And again, the Eagan Interact Club is sponsoring its 12th annual coat drive, October 16th to the 24th. Donations can be dropped off at the east entrance to the school, where there will be a tub. Donations can also be dropped off outside room 236. Coats, they ask the coats to be gently used or new, and all sizes and styles are acceptable. Donations are going to go to Mission Outpost Clothing Closet in Burnsville. The goal, 400 coats. Challenge is out there, Eagan, 400 coats. Questions, talk to Mr. Werbinski or Miss Elliott at Eagan High School. Now, of course, the Eagan High School website will have more information as well. Goodwin to kick it off for the Rangers. Tyson Clark will be the deep guys for the Wildcats. Goodwin can hit the end zone. As he hit it there, it does bounce in. I think Clark had Hart might have skipped a quick beat there. I'm not sure if that one was going to actually hit the end zone. It does. Cats will start at the 20.
Well, we saw a good drive by the Wildcats in a short field. Now we're going to see the Wildcats on a long field. We're going to see they've got 80 yards to pay dirt. We're going to see how they put that together. We've seen them do it this year. They did it against Rochester Mayo, going 93 yards in a drive, and one particular drive that was important in that game after Mayo had scored. Now they've got to answer these Rangers.
Well, last gauge it was all Tate Gage until Carson Schwam stole the glory by getting that 1-yard score. And Forest Lake all over that as Eagan tried to go up the middle. Johnson in there among others for Forest Lake. Rendell up off the bottom of the pile. Cole Meyer for the Wildcats, 57, trying to lead the way. Himmler, 67, in there as well from his guard position for the Wildcats.
This will be the drive, I think, where we'll see the Rangers making adjustments to the Wildcats. So the Wildcats have done some different things. They've gone with an on-balance line. They've done some, they've changed it up a little bit. And the Rangers now, this is their third offensive drive where they were playing, taking on the Wildcat offense. They've made some adjustments too. We've got to see how the Wildcats perform.
Just looking at the flag, it's died down a little bit. Not that the Cats are going to necessarily throw the ball, because that is far from their strength. This is their strength, just running the ball straight up the gut. But they're looking at about a 2nd and 8, third and 8, I should say, upcoming. As Gage got maybe 1 that time. Again, Forest Lake has got this Eagan offense, the basics of it figured out.
Well, the Wildcats, again, they're going to have to do more to stay on schedule. And you say, well, what do you mean on schedule? I say that a lot. What do you mean by that? Well, What I mean is you got 4 plays to get 10 yards. So you need, and most teams don't go for it on 4th down, so you need to get 3.3 yards per play. And the Wildcats are failing that right now.
Sisk and Lekas were lined up right. They're going to go over the middle. Little too far that time. Lekas the intended target. Or check that was Brooklyn Evans, number 11. My apologies. And Cats going to be forced to punt for the 2nd time tonight. For Schwam's ball overthrown just by a couple of yards. If you look at Sam Sisk, or you saw him briefly, number 5, the Wildcats' top wide receiver this year. Montour to kick it away.
I like the idea of letting Cisco get the ball, but I think Schwab's got to hang that up and let Cisco get it.
Punt, favorable bounce for Eagan. Picked up it, actually then fallen on. Then a late, well, they're going to say not a late hit, but Eisen there making sure that number 19 in white stays down. That was Long, Mitch Long. Almost a 2nd turnover of the night for Forest Lake.
Yeah, it was a good, well, I shouldn't say it was a great punt. It was a decent punt from Eagan standards with a good roll.
Yep.
And the Rangers now have a chance to really flip the script on the Wildcats, and of course they get the ball to start the 2nd half.
From the 36. Last time they started in Eagan's side of the field, went all the way down. Cutting to the outside, finding a seam, he found the edge. Nice pickup that time by number 8. Who else? Patzer. That's going to be a 13-yard pickup on 1st down. Couldn't have drawn that up much better if you're Forest Lake.
No, it was excellent blocking. In contrast to some of the blocking earlier that had drawn 2 holding penalties, outside blockers did a nice job there of blocking until the defender was by them, and then all of a sudden he lets go. And it was really, really smart because Patzer was already by them.
Fresh set of downs for the Rangers. Going to come near side. Read nicely by the Wildcats that time. 52, first man in. That's Larson, who set us back at a linebacker spot tonight. Bennett Larson, 6'1", 220, the junior. Nice job by Bennett coming in from the backside.
I gotta say, Bennett, nice job from the backside. I like the penetration that time. While it was a bit of a slow developing play for the Rangers, but good penetration broke that up by the Wildcats.
We'll call it 2nd and 9 from midfield. And will be the keep. No, they're going to pitch it back. And, oh, nice job of upending the running back. That was Cordy, pardon me. I keep wanting to say Cordell. It's Cordy. And he gets upended at the 45-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and a short 4, long 3, however you want to look at it, for the Rangers.
Well, the Rangers have had the most success. Give it to Patzer. That's not a bad idea, but no, they've had the most success getting big chunks of yardage going outside. The Wildcats right now are struggling. You know, as the blocking's gotten better for the Rangers, Wildcats having a harder time keeping them keeping them from attacking the flanks.
A little inside handoff going the other way. First down, Forest Lake, down across the 40 to Monso. Kruger with the stop for the Wildcats, but it was too late because the sticks are going again for Forest Lake. DeMonster just able to stretch out that big body and get the first down. They don't list a height on him, but pretty good sized young man. First down from the Wildcat, 39. Just over 5 minutes to go in the half. 7-7, Forest Lake and the Eagan Wildcats. Cats are going to the outside. I think did I see a flag come in?
Yeah, you saw a flag come in because big 78 for the Wildcats. Jack Hansen penetrated strong, came across and just got tackled. That's going to come back. That's going to be 10 yards the other way for the Rangers.
Penalty number, is this 5 in Forest Lake now? It's at least 4.
By my count, 4 penalties.
Okay.
4 penalties, 2 fumbles, 1 lost. And that's if the Rangers end up struggling later in this game, or it's end up losing the game, that's what they're going to look back on and say, hey, that's us shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yep. Yeah, Brad Bisco not happy with what he's seen out of that. Any coach will tell you, no good.
Well, again, as an offensive lineman, you're doing the best you can, and but your running back is so good and he's so fast, you don't have to hold. He's already by. He's already going to get positive yardage.
We need to get to almost the 29 for a first down. Nice job cutting to the outside. A lot of the Wildcats bit on that fake. Got to admit, so did I. But Lashinsky, the ball carrier, 18 in white, gets down to, well, we're going to give him about 8 on that carry.
Well, Rangers going with an unbalanced line to the right. That means they're bringing over an extra offensive lineman. They're running that motion to the right, and then they're attacking the outside. Now, of course, what they're doing is they're setting it up so they can go back the other way. They can bring all the motion one way and come back the other way. We've seen them do that already tonight. But the Wildcats have got to be smart about this and make sure they read their keys. Speaking of which, Coach says, hey, let's get a timeout.
I was just about to say each team has 3 timeouts left, but probably a good timeout taken by Coach Nick Johnson and the Wildcats.
It's not a bad idea at all. Not only does it preserve a little bit of clock if you do somehow get this ball back, but also it gives you a chance to rest your guys and make sure that they understand what adjustments they're making to the Forest Lake attack.
Hey, we mentioned it's homecoming 2023 this year, and they had some, should we say, interesting activities that took place. There was a big pep fest yesterday. Grant Thorson made it to the finals of the rock, paper, scissors competition, where the junior had to take on Mr. Dearth. Dearth, who I understand had some kind of a Coach Prime look, ended up defeating Thorson for the title. But the juniors, they had a pretty good week. They won the powder puff. I think the girls won dodgeball, I understand.
That is correct.
So, yeah, good year for the class of 2025 here at Homecoming 2023. Of course, the big dance is tomorrow night. With all these kids down here in the pit, I think there could be a few sore throats at that one, but it's cold and raw out there. But I want to give the students a lot of credit. They've packed the place tonight in the pit area. There's Forest Lake. They're going to come near side with it. Cordy across the 40. It's going to set up third and about 10 that time for the Lakers. Dorsey on the stop for the Wildcats.
That was good defense, good rally defense as the outside defensive back. And forgive me, I did not pick up his number. And folks, you might say, well, gee whiz, aren't you? You know, I can see it on the TV, Nathan. Well, here's the problem. I'm watching the game through the window, and it's covered in rain and stained. You guys at home have a better view than I do. But anyway, outside defensive back did a great job of turning that back inside.
You feel better?
I think so.
Okay, got that off your chest. Okay,
I think so.
Third and about 10. Will Forest Lake go to the air? No. Passer. That works just as well. Let the young man get to the outside. He gets to the corner. He gets inside the red zone. We said he's hit triple digits yardage every game this year. You can see why.
Yeah, we're going to have first and 10 from what, about the
17. It looks like they're going to officially spot that one. 22 yards on that carry.
That's just not good enough for the Wildcats. I mean, I understand. Look, hey, I get it. You know, you're out there. It's tough conditions, but you know what? It was 3rd and 10, and that ball that was one of the slowest developing runs to the right that I've seen Forest Lake run tonight.
Yep.
The Wildcats should have attacked that a lot harder.
Bottom line, it worked for the Rangers, and they're in the red zone again. Nice hold that time inside down to about the 12. That's about 5 yards more for the guys from Forest Lake. And, of course, Patzer with the carry. Kruger, one of the captains for the Wildcats, makes another stop from his secondary spot. But if your secondary is making the tackles, that's not a good sign for the team in blue.
No, it's absolutely not. The team in blue, look, has done some good things defensively tonight, but they need to be consistent. They need to do on every play. And right now, the Rangers are just getting too much.
Let's see, we're down to 2:19 and counting before the half. Patzer cuts it inside. Didn't see who that was, and it had the initial opportunity there for the Cats. Looked like it might have been Ozzie Cooper, number 10. Had the opportunity and made it. Larson in there as well from his linebacker spot, 52.
Nice job by Cooper wrapping up. You know, you saw You saw him, he almost had to his arms were wrapped so hard around Patzer that he had to like take a minute to like unwrap them, and that's exactly what you have to do. It sets up a third and four. Crucial early third down for the Wildcats.
And you see the time remaining with $1:40 and counting in the half. And as you said, Nathan, they get the ball to start the second half, does Forest Lake. Patzer is going to be just short. I believe it's going to be fourth and about 1, maybe 2. Will, among others, in there for the Wildcats. A huge late first half play for both of these squads upcoming.
Interesting. Very interesting. Now,
and we have a timeout on the field. I did not see who took it, but I'm going to guess it was the visitors.
It's the Wildcats.
It is the Wildcats. Yeah, they put that down to 1 on the scoreboard. A lot of options here for Forest Lake. By the way, Forest Lake, they're home next Wednesday, MEA week. They wrap up, they've got the Roseville Raiders coming to town, and Roseville having a tough go of it. They've lost, I think I saw, or they just ended like a 24-26 game losing streak. They beat Hopkins, who we saw here last year, and unfortunately for Hopkins, they're at about that same level. Wildcats, big rivalry game next Wednesday, MEA. That's a 4:30 start down at Eastview High School.
It's going to feel very strange to have your last regular season game starting at 4:30 in the afternoon.
On a Wednesday.
But, needs must. You got to find the officials, and that's what you got to do.
Yep. Will not be an ETV broadcast, unfortunately, as Eastview is one of those pay-per-view deals.
Rangers will just sneak this ball. They don't even have to go to the outside. They'll just sneak it forward.
Grell's the quarterback, number 10. On count. Patzer, that's a touchdown, by the way.
Well, all right, that's why I'm up here and not down there.
Exactly, that's 6 points for number 8. His second of the game. Had a 4-yard run last time. That one from the 8. And as we said, Forest Lake gets the ball to start the second half.
It's definitely, I would say it's 9-1-1 time for the Wildcats, but it's certainly looking that way. They've got to get another stop. At some point in this game, they're going to have to get a stop of the Rangers. And right now, in the last 2 series, they haven't been able to do that.
High snap. And that ball well into the Eagan evening. 14-7 Forest Lake. And you know who likes this score right now? The Kigners in White Bear Lake.
I'm sure they do like the score in White Bear Lake.
Yeah, they're checking us out. We were told got to make sure we give a shout out. 14-7 Rangers with $1:26. Cats are going to get the ball. I'm going to presume the 20-yard line is Goodwin's going to put this one in the end zone.
Wildcat football ladder crew would like to thank their sponsors this year: Cooper's Tap House, Tavern 13, Wyatt's Americana, Wildcats, Burgers, Bottles in the Volstead House on Diamo, Kitchen and Rail, Cane's, Devani's, Chick-fil-A, Taco John's, and Domino's. A reminder that at Eagan Arms, you have BOGO Tap Pints before and after games, 9th grade, 10th grade, JV, and varsity. If you'd show up wearing your Eagan gear before and after. In fact, Mike, you and I are considering maybe heading over there after this game.
I understand that's where a lot of the parents are going to go after this one, because I know the pregame was at Wildcats tonight. Just a rumor. Wildcats still has a little bit of beverage left, but a lot of it was taken up by the parents.
Concerning.
That's what I heard. Homecoming 2023. And that ball is going to just trickle into the end zone. Cats nearly starting from their own 1-yard line.
Okay, Wildcats need to be a little more careful back there. There needs to be some real smart decision making. You need to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone.
Instead, at the 20. And if you're the Wildcats, you can't do anything stupid here.
No.
You cannot risk a turnover with kind of a risky play.
No, you don't want a risky play. But you want to move the football.
Correct.
You got to move the football. Rangers have got 3 timeouts, so says the scoreboard. So, got to get a first down here.
Schwamm pitch. Oh, fumble. Got it back, thankfully. Still going to be a loss as Rendell pops ice and. Oh, what were we just saying about don't do something foolish right there? And the Cats nearly lost that one on a pitch.
Well, it's the pitch, the idea of the option, putting the ball in the hands of your senior quarterback to make a decision is not foolish.
Right.
The execution just didn't come off the way they wanted. And if this was soccer, we'd call that unlucky.
You know, and he got out of bounds, so the clock stopped too. So it's second and about, we're gonna say that was a loss of 3 for the Wildcats. And they're gonna throw Schwamp far side. That's gonna be a first down Wildcats across the 30-yard line. First completion of the game. Sam Sisk, number 5. We said he's been the top receiver this year for the Wildcats. Another big catch there by Sisk.
Holy cow, we've got a hurry up offense here in blue and silver. Look at this.
And we've got whistles aplenty. I assume there was a timeout taken.
Well, it's Schwab spiked the ball, I think.
Okay. You're right. I missed that.
So the Wildcats now they might have an option or two, Mike Cook. I'm not suggesting that they're going to turn into, the run and gun, the run and shoot offense. But what I'm suggesting is maybe they have a chance now to put the ball in the air a little bit more, or alternatively, at least get another run or two, set themselves up to midfield and look to the end zone.
Yeah, we were watching the Cats field goal kickers warm up, and you're going to have to get deep into Forest Lake territory to even think about a field goal tonight. With the wind blowing ice and gets to the outside, gets tripped up, maybe gets a yard that time. DeMonso and Rendell on the stop for Forest Lake as another tent starts to blow over on the Eagan sideline.
Yeah, that tent has blown off 3 times now. I think it might be time to retire that one.
Yep. Just about took over the Gatorade coolers too. There it is. Well, now this is a big play for the Cats. I mean, it's 3rd and 9. Do you run the ball, force Forest Lake to take a timeout, or do you risk, trying to get 9 through the air? They're going to go for the air. Schwam, far side, Sisk the intended target. Nice coverage that time by Forest Lake.
Oh, defensive back. Oh boy, that was close to the line, Mike Cook. It looked like that defensive back had Sisk. Yeah, there was contact. I'm not suggesting it was interference, but it looked like he spun Sisk around a little bit there, and maybe before that ball got there. But that being said, referees didn't throw flags, so we play on.
Yeah, TJ Walters caught that one, or I should say the defensive back for Forest Lake. That play took 5 seconds. So the Cats are going to have to kick this one away, and Forest Lake should get pretty good field position. Punt gets up in the air, catches the wind. Nice kick. Going to bounce inside the 20, fielded at the 18, and gets back out to about the 28-yard line. That's not Lashinsky. It's number 19. I stand corrected. Much long. Lashinsky is 18. Forest Lake from their 27, 3 timeouts and 45 seconds to work with.
In that last series, Mike, do you have 3? What were the 3 plays that the Wildcats ran? I have a 1-yard run to Ison on first down. I must have missed a play.
The pass, then they spiked it.
Oh, it was a spike. That's why.
Yep.
Spike. I was wondering how we got to 3rd down so quickly. Boy, it's like I'm not paying attention to the game.
I missed the spike, so
yeah.
I was looking at something else, and it was such a quick one. But here's Forest Lake. Can they put more on the board before the half? Terrell going out there. He's got a man far side out near the 45-yard line. That's a pickup of about 17, maybe 18 for Forest Lake. And that's Cordy out of the backfield.
The Wildcats have definitely got to keep the full Rangers off the scoreboard here.
I'm sure they're going to say he stepped out at about the 43.
That defensive line for the Wildcats has got to read the situation and say, okay, now it is time to absolutely tee off and get to that quarterback.
Last play took 7 seconds, by the way. 3 receivers for the Rangers. And that ball tried to get it to that side to number 18, Lashinsky. Good coverage down there by A.J. Clark of the Wildcats. Well, maybe just a hair behind Lashinsky, but they are throwing into the wind right now, too, which I'm sure has a little something to do with it.
Yeah, that ball's coming out flat. And by that flat, there's not a lot of arc on that ball. That ball was relatively close to the ground. And I'd like to see the Wildcat defensive line get their arms up, because I think that taking away a few of those passing lanes might really benefit the Wildcats' defensive secondary.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 Rangers. You can hear the wind howling. Little short pass, nice safe play that time. And wrestled out of bounds at about the 49. Forest Lake looking for like a horse collar on that one. Don't think not going to happen. The official was right there as Owen Ford took down Lashinsky. So it's going to be 3rd and about 2 after a pickup of 8 that time. Again, 29 seconds now remaining.
Interestingly enough, if I was the Rangers here, I'd run the football. I've got 3 timeouts, and if I can get 10 or 15 yards with a run, then I call a timeout. It's just it's the same as a nice pass play.
Yep.
And look at the Wildcats. They're spread out all over the place. Their defensive backs are well off the line of scrimmage.
I was just going to say the safety's back at the 34, and this ball's being snapped from the 49. Far side. Down the line. Nice play that time by Forest Lake, and that's going to be Reed Olson on the reception. First time he's touched the football tonight. Down to the 27-yard line. That's a pickup of 20. Spotted, actually I'm going to say about the 26, so okay, a little bit more. But 22, and they still got 3 timeouts, so a lot of options here offensively for the Forest Lake Rangers, who now have 2 timeouts because they're going to use one right here.
It's smart. I was actually thinking last player of the play before might be the time to run, because at some point, despite how many timeouts you have, you only have 20 seconds left in the half, right? In the quarter half. So Wildcats they've got to dial up something here, Mike. They've got to dial up some sort of exotic blitz or something that the Rangers haven't seen, because right now Rangers are having their way with the Wildcat defense.
Well, and I think part of that too is, I mean, Forest Lake has had so much success, be it up the middle with Pathard. You send him outside, he's finding some room on that, especially on that right side. You know, he had a couple short throws here that have turned into long gains. So there's a lot of weapons that Forest Lake is throwing at the Wildcats right now. And the Cats on defense just really don't seem to have an answer. You see number 37 there for the Wildcats. Harrison Brandt, sophomore, expected to get a lot of time tonight. I know the coaches are really high on Harrison. Top of your screen. 1st and 10. Rangers up by 7. Can they increase that lead before the break? Near side, out of the backfield and out of bounds. That's down to the 20. Give them 7, maybe 8 that time. Once again, that's Sam Cordy on the catch. And it's Evans playing defense right now for the Wildcats. 8-yard pickup. Down to 15.
With 15 seconds, even though you've got 2 timeouts, now you're starting to run out of.
Yep.
Now you're starting to run out of time. So I would imagine here that the Rangers, frankly, Mike, would go to the end zone, right? I mean, they can look to go to the end zone right here and still have 2 shots at the end zone.
I don't know. You've had these guys leaking out of the backfield though, and they're usually getting 8, 9, 10 yards a pop on those plays. With 2 timeouts, instead they're going to go to the right, throw back to the left, and one of the players for that was Cordy got tripped up at about the 10. No flag on the play.
Yeah, poor Jack Kruger made an excellent play. You see Kruger there on your screen. Made an excellent play and tried to pick that off. Referee said, "No, that hit the ground. You trapped it." Kruger not that complaining was going to help him. It's not like there's a video challenge system here in high school football. But in any event, 10 seconds left now for the Rangers.
Probably time for 2 plays, one would think, unless do you go to the end zone right here? You need 2 yards for a first down.
Go to the end zone.
Nope. Cats read that one nicely on that far side. The ball's going to be incomplete. Coming up, though, that was 23, Owen Ford. As Forest Lake goes to the well 1 too many times on that play, and Ford all over that for the Wildcats.
Interesting here decision for the Rangers. They have a kicker who we know can kick good, has good distance. I think we're going to see a field goal attempt here. And I think this is the right call for the Rangers. Get another score, go up by 2 scores heading into halftime. That's smart.
This is going to be a 36-yard attempt.
Into the wind, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit, yep. I mean, the wind's kind of shifted a little bit. It's kind of coming almost diagonal from the top left of your screen. Good one from 36. Plenty of leg. Did I say plenty of leg? I think I did. But he did miss it. Cats are going to take over with 6 seconds left in the half. Ernest Goodwin, the junior.
Sure looked like, like you said, Mike Cook, there was plenty of leg there. No question about that. I thought for sure that was going to be good, but
I did too.
I think it missed the near upright. I think it just curved and missed the near upright. That sure seems like what was going on.
Yep. So there's 6 seconds left for the Wildcats, who I assume will just take a knee.
Yeah, I imagine that Wildcats here will just take a knee.
Seems to be some question about, okay, now they took a little bit of time off that clock. So they took 4 seconds off on that last play because, yeah, the clock did not start for whatever reason.
Well, the Wildcats dodge a bullet there, Mike Cook. That might be a situation where we look back and we say, hey, the Wildcats, you know, were not able, maybe they were able to stay in this football game, even win the football game because of a field goal miss at the end of the half.
Absolutely. But again, Forest Lake's going to get the ball to start the second half. Here on Homecoming 2023, Mission Possible is the theme for the Eagan Wildcats. Will that occur in the second half? They're going to come back out. They're going to be down by a 14-7 count. As you see the Wildcats in the all blue heading back to their locker room, and a dry locker room at that. Forest Lake will be heading off as well. And we'll do the same at the half. Forest Lake 14, your Eagan Wildcats 7. You're watching Wildcat football on Eagan TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment this evening, Eagan High School Pride presents the Eagan Call Dance Team. The Eagan Call Dance Team was developed by Steve Hartman, Marissa Coleman, captains of championships from Willie Green, Kenny King, and Cameron Jellicoe. Tonight's Eagan Call Dance Team is from the field routine and song Fight Night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Eagan Call Dance Team.
Welcome back inside Wildcat country, where the pit, nice turnout tonight by the freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors here at Eagan High School. Of course, school spirit, school colors, the theme tonight. But yeah, really nice turnout on what was an awful, really, weather day to start. And now it's just kind of spitting out there, we've been told. But nonetheless, they're here. The wind's still blowing, so it's cold, but they're all doing the Wildcat right now. And he's Nathan Crown, I'm Mike Cook, and we are not doing the Wildcat right now because, well, yeah, you don't want to see that. But 14-7, Forest Lake at the half. And a little Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Gotta have the classic.
Well, the Wildcats, you know, they play that song coming out of halftime a lot around here, Wildcat Country, and sometimes it's apropos and sometimes it's just good music. In this case, it is a bit apropos as the Wildcats find themselves on the wrong end of a 14-7 score, and the Rangers get the ball here to start the second half. So the guys in blue and silver are going to have to find a way to get to the quarterback, to Patzer, whatever it is. They're going to have to find a way to slow down a Ranger attack that has picked up steam all through the first half.
Yeah, and you mentioned the quarterback. That was number 10 on your screen a moment ago, Gurrell. That last drive, he had some success throwing a lot of short passes. So let's see if the Cats can find a way to combat that, as we said here for second half action. But before we do that, you've got an announcement.
Well, we had some presentations here at Wildcat Stadium. Here it is homecoming, as we mentioned, and you know there's no homecoming court here at Wildcat Stadium or for Eagan High School. What we have are difference makers, and these are people who have difference makers are students who have demonstrated commitment to EHS programs, community programs, and service efforts. Senior class members voted for a number of candidates. The following 21 seniors were chosen as difference makers in the community and school, and they're honored. They were honored at the Pep Fest, and they were honored here tonight at the homecoming football game. They are Kanan Abraham, Rashani Broom, Boma, Drew Busley, Max Busley, AJ Clark, Amaya Elliott, Katie Fisher, Lydia Fromm, Maddox Fulton, Mason Hokenga, Michael Johnson, Soham Kundu, Julia Madsen, Karen Miller, Eddie Moore, Carson Schwam, Sam Simon, Brady Sternberg, Kira Waldrop, Carter Wilt, and Noah Wolf. Thank you to our 2024, class of 2024, I should say, difference makers.
And you saw the pit a moment ago, and I'm going to guess a lot of those difference makers are in the pit tonight. Of course, a few of them are out on the field tonight wearing the all blue, I believe, for the first time for the Wildcats this year. Blue tops, blue pants.
It's a sharp look. I have to say, it's a sharp look. I mean, if there was any question as to what the Wildcats were going to look like, coming out in all blue, it's a nice look.
It's kind of what do they call them, the Color Rush uniforms?
Color Rush.
Forest Lake, they're the traditional all white. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out too as I look across the way, the Forest Lake student section. Nice turnout tonight by those folks. They've got probably about 2/3 of a section full on the visitor side, and kind of a cruddy night to come out, but they made the trek down there. As you look at the Forest Lake student section, what's it, 40 miles from here to Forest Lake on a cruddy night, but they're out here supporting their Rangers.
Not sure exactly what the theme is, Mike Cook. Might that be a Halloween costume?
I'm going with it, but I'm also going with just stay warm.
I see referees, I see Disney characters, I see firefighters, I see bananas. I'm not sure.
I'm going with Halloween. I think you got it.
It's a Halloween out.
Hey, bottom line, they're here, they're supporting the Rangers, and you know what? It's great to see the Friday Night Lights, be it down here in Eagan, or I'm sure Forest Lake has a nice program as well up at their complex on Friday Night Lights, but always good to see folks out supporting their local schools. Jack Hansen will kick things off for the Wildcats. Cordy back deep for Forest Lake. And he'll get that football at about his, I thought he was going to go over and catch it. He did not. Into the end zone it goes. First down, Forest Lake from the 20. Big defensive series here for the Wildcats.
Huge defensive series. The first thing, now credit to the Wildcats, the first thing they did with Hansen kicking that ball is put it out the back of the end zone and make the Rangers start on the 20-yard line. So at least the Rangers are not starting with good field position, even in their own end. So already step number one for the Wildcats, good step number one. Now they got to take step number two.
And we said so far, Leighton Passer, again, the big back for Forest Lake. Unofficially, got him for 74 yards in that opening half. He's hit triple digits every game this year. And a couple of yards there will be added to his total as he got tripped up that time by the interior line of the Wildcats.
Well, tripped up but not tackled, and that's a bit of a worrying trend if you're a Wildcat coach. You definitely want to see tackles being made. If Patzer somehow keeps his balance, he's still running, Mike Cook. Yeah.
Here the wind is still howling out there. Passer, he might run for a while here. And he gets out near the 40-yard line. That's going to be a first down after an 18-yard pickup.
Dorsey, number 7. Owen Ford, number 23 on the tackle.
Nice downfield blocking by the Forest Lake offensive line.
Yeah, you check out the replay there as Passer is finally hauled down by one of the Wildcats. That was, forgive me, that was, I just want to make sure I got it was Henry Heinlein, senior linebacker.
We were talking to Nick Johnson today, and he used the term, they've got some big old boys up front, or something variation thereof for Forest Lake. Wide open. That should go to the house. 60-yard touchdown reception for the Rangers. Mark Rendell.
Rendell was wide open. The defense, everybody in the defensive backfield bit hard on that one, and it's a touchdown to the house. And boy, the Wildcats have really dug themselves a hole here. Watch everybody, you can't see it on the screen, but look how many of those linebackers and safeties were up tight. Rendell was all by himself. Good speed by Rendell extending that, however. I mean, you know, those defensive backs were running to catch him, and they weren't able to bring him down. PAT is good.
Absolutely. You talk about Rendell, I know he's got an offer from Sioux Falls, but their Forest Lake coach was telling us a lot of schools are looking at him and they're thinking he'll probably make a decision, you know, well after the season. But he was also, as a defender, he was part of the preseason Care 11 all preseason team. So obviously a very talented athlete. But we were talking briefly about just those big boys they have up front. You said Forest Lake, it's a wrestling power, long time. And I know a lot of these kids are involved in that. They hit the weight room and just kind of wear down their opponent, which right now has resulted in a 14-point lead over the Eagan Wildcats early in the second half.
Touchdown scored by number 5, Mark Rendell. 60-yard.
So A.J. Clark will go back deep. Matt Nyson will join him.
Wildcats need a big play on special teams, Mike Cook. I don't see any way. I'll be honest with you. I don't see any way they're going to climb back in this game unless they get a big play on special teams, whether that's a big return or an onside kick or something like that. They're going to need something here to jumpstart the momentum.
Will that one reach the end zone? No, this one will be returnable from the 1 with Clark. Gets out near the 20-yard line.
A.J. Clark returning a kickoff.
And Clark gets a hand up. He was crunched out there by a couple of Forest Lake defenders. Cats take over for the first time in half number 2, trailing by a 21-7 count.
Well, every series now for the Wildcats, almost the entire field is 4-down territory. Mike Cook, you're down by 2 touchdowns in the second half. You've got to do something to flip the script here, and that means you got to get up the field quickly.
Carson Schwam, the Eagan quarterback. Hand off, I believe that's going to be Gage. Well, this would be something. Gage, he'll cross midfield. He'll cross the 40. He'll get down to the Forest Lake 30-yard line. It's a roughly 60-yard run for Tate Gage.
First down for the Wildcats.
Look at Gage here over the right side, but he bends it back. Good blocking by the offensive line. They stayed with it on the backside. Gage, great vision. And boy, that's a flash of that speed, Mike Cook. You and I have not seen a lot. We haven't seen a lot of that here on ETV at home. He's had some long runs away from home, but that was a big one here for the Wildcats.
100%. Down to the 31. And that's going to be a loss of a couple.
Keeps the ball, tackle for a loss.
Coming up, that was DeMonso with the stop for Forest Lake, number 12. All over that play. Now, if you're Eagan, you've got to build off that big play. Forest Lake just did what they've got to do is you've got to make that stop, and you can't let Eagan keep that momentum going.
Well, the great thing there is that the Wildcats got big chunks of yardage. We know that the Wildcats can get pieces of yardage and take time off the clock and march down the field. What we need for the Wildcats is our big chunk plays like we got from Gage.
Schwam, he'll keep it, cuts it up. It gets 2, maybe 3 that time. It's going to set up 3rd and about 8 upcoming for the Wildcats. And when I was talking to NJ earlier today, he was saying Gage is ready to bust one. You know, he's been just a shoestring tackle away as we've got an injured Wildcat on the field. Don't know who that is. I did not notice, but it was away from the play. But, yeah, he said Gage is ready to break one. I thought Matt Nyson's ready to break one. He's had a couple of near misses to go long. But right now the concern is around one of the Eagan offensive players. As you look at the pit, again, really nice turnout tonight by the Eagan High School student body. And I'm sure a lot of them will be at the dance tomorrow night. Let's see who that is. And it's going to be Gage as the cat that's down. He's sitting up at least. That's a good sign. Hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit. But yeah, the Cats are already playing without Colwell tonight. And let's see. Oh, that's not good. He's got to get some help coming off the field.
Yeah, it's going to be the ankle, knee, some sort of lower body issue. And now it's next man up, so we'll see what the Wildcats do.
Nick Tesdahl into the game.
Yeah, Tesdahl's now got an opportunity, and he's got to step up and help lead this Wildcat team with Gage potentially on the sideline.
Tesdahl, another senior on this squad. He'll get the football straight ahead. Hangs on to the football most importantly. Cats had 5 turnovers a week ago down in Farmington. Doing a good job of hanging onto the ball tonight.
Well, it's 4th down, but like I said, this is 4-down territory for the Wildcats, being down 2 scores. And they're not going to lose much field position if they were to punt the ball. They're not going to kick it, so going for it makes a lot of sense. Now, it'll be interesting to see, does Schwam put this ball in the air, or do they try to attack the outside?
Big play for the Cats, down by 2 scores, just over 3 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Wind is at their back. Ball start on the Wildcats. Or nope, the Cats got a timeout called, it looks like, just in time.
Yeah, that whistle started before the wing started to move. Wildcats got a little lucky there, but at the same time, I think maybe that wing started moving because he heard the whistle blow.
Yep.
This is as good a time to take a timeout as any if you're the Wildcats.
Yep. Brad Bisco, the head coach over at Forest Lake. Adam Burtness, the defensive coordinator. What do they dial up here on 4th and about 4 for the Wildcats? Of course, what are Nick Johnson and, of course, Mark Henderson, the offensive coordinator for the Wildcats?
Well, defensively, I'd stick base, right? I mean, defensively, I'd be fairly base. Just make the Wildcats beat you. Make the Wildcats be perfect. Make the Wildcats execute, and don't do anything to run yourself out of a tackle. Don't take your linebackers and send them. Don't do anything crazy. Just play your base defense, rally and make the Wildcats beat you. It's not 4th and short. It's not 4th and 1. It's 4th and 4.
Yep.
Okay, so just play your base defense, make the Wildcats beat you. Wildcats need to come up with something big here.
Schwam's going to roll right. Schwam's looking over the middle. And that ball is knocked down. A couple of defenders. That had no chance. Tyler Boat's the intended target. Similar play worked for a score last week at Farmington, but read extremely well that time by the Forest Lake defense. And the Rangers shall take over on their own 25-yard line. Reed Olson among the 2 back for Forest Lake on that big stop. By the way, I looked down just before that play. Tate Gage up walking around. It looks like okay on the Eagan sideline, but I'm no doctor.
I'd say it looks like we might be having a tape job down there on his ankle, but in any event, I like the call by the Wildcats. The execution just wasn't quite where they needed it to be.
So Forest Lake takes over. They scored on a 60-yard pass earlier this quarter. And that's going to be a 1st down out near the 45-yard line. Give them 20.
Tackle from behind by number 93, Desmond Overton.
Well, they are just, the Eagan defense is absolutely at a loss right now.
Down at the Forest Lake 45.
20 yards on that pass play.
Love to see a replay on that one if I could. Look, there's a block on the far side of the field. One of the Wildcats got up real slow. Don't know if he got hit from behind. And the referees obviously had a good look at it, and they didn't throw a flag, so obviously must have been clean.
Yep. Yeah, by the way, it was Patzer with that catch, number 8. And they'll run it straight ahead on 1st down. Get a couple. Ball is out. Can't say they have it. They do have it. First down, Eagan.
Loose ball recovered by
Ozzie Cooper.
On the loose ball is Ozzie Cooper, number 10.
Boy, there's the break the Cats were looking for. 4 minutes into this third quarter. And you and I, we said we both got a chance to talk to NJ as we look at that replay.
Yeah, the ball's on the ground. Pretty clear that the ball came out. Patzer was still moving to the left of your screen. The ball came to the right of your screen.
So from the Forest Lake 46 for the Wildcats. I was going to say, we talked to NJ earlier today. He said turnovers were key tonight, and that's 2 for Forest Lake. Now, which team makes the less mistakes is going to win tonight.
That's right.
So far, I mean, Forest Lake's got those 2 turnovers, yet they're up by 2 scores. Cats really need to go down right now and cut that to a 1-score deficit.
They've been given an opportunity here, Mike Cook. The question is, will the Wildcats answer the call?
Absolutely. Picked up 2 on that first down play. And they'll maybe get 2 more there. Eisen is in the backfield. Schwam was back there. I'm trying to see.
That's Tesdall with the ball.
And Tate Gage coming into the game. Tyler Bullett's trying to, looks like, shake off a little. He's twisted his leg just a little bit, but Tesdall coming out.
Gain of 3 yards.
So 3rd and about 6 for the Cats. 5 minutes gone by in this second half. 21-7 Forest Lake for those of you just tuning in.
It's amazing. The first half seemed to go by so quickly with everybody running the ball. This third quarter seems to be taking forever.
It does. And it's going to be 4th and about 3 for the Wildcats.
Number 20, running left.
Whole host of Forest Lake Rangers in on that stop, including number 44, Tony Klesk, the junior linebacker.
Including number 6, Jackson Christensen.
4th and 2 upcoming for the Eagan Wildcats.
Now just got to keep pounding it right at this defense.
Well, the pit, they're looking for something to go crazy about down below.
From the Forest Lake 38-yard line.
Homecoming, the theme is Mission Possible. Does it happen on this play?
Possibly.
We walked right into that one.
You're right. Cats are, wow, let's check on the spot. This is going to be close. I think he's got it.
I think he's got both officials from the side seem to be standing on the 36, and they needed to get to the 36.
Forest Lake and just thought they made a stop. There you go. First down, Wildcats. I'm going to guess that's one of those by the nose of the football kind of thing, but hey, give Forest Lake credit there. They made the stop when they had to, just couldn't quite get that final play. I can't see who that was that burst through. Might have been Klesk for Forest Lake again with the initial hit. But nice job of I believe that was Gage, wasn't it? First down at the 35. Second down at the 36 upcoming. Forest Lake, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys all over that play. Hunter Gruba among them, big number 99. Well, when half your defense is in on a stop, that's a pretty good thing.
It was very effective that time by the Rangers. Offensive line for the Wildcats is finding some tough sledding out there. That being said, the Wildcats have already popped a big play earlier, so there's a good opportunity for them if they could just continue to keep doing what they're doing. The Ranger defense will wear down eventually.
Straight ahead, Gage. Oh, we got a big hit late there down low, but
Tate Gage, number 2 carries.
3rd and 6 as Gage pops back up.
The tackle, Jack Phil,
you can tell that young man's hurting a little bit as he kind of a little bit of giddy up in his step going back to the huddle.
Yeah, he's not 100%, but you know, I have to say I'm very impressed with his ability to maintain a high level of performance, to keep playing. I mean, it can't be easy, but when your team needs you and you're a competitor, you want to give it a try.
Absolutely. 3rd and 7. Schwam going to go to the air, maybe. Looking to. Across the middle, just behind his intended target, Sisk. Might have been just a hair short of the first down had he hung on. But instead, 4th and 7 for the Wildcats. Sisk was open, but just a hair behind him. Tough throw coming back against his body, though, for the quarterback.
Well, Schwam he's getting happy feet there. He's got to set his feet and throw the ball on rhythm and on time. And that time he had I think it was Boats on the outside on the wheel. I mean, on a wheel turning up the field. But he's got to set his feet and find someone to step into that ball. I think if he had set his feet and squared his shoulders, I think he would have had a better shot.
Timeout, Eagan, by the way.
At completing that pass to Sisk, and not a bad timeout.
No, you got to have this play for the Wildcats.
This is their second timeout of the second.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out, by the way. We had the South Suburban Conference cross country meet was here earlier today, and for the Eagan, the girls I believe took third, the boys took fifth. For the girls, Lila Bartels was sixth, Lauren Berger seventh. Nora Shervin finished 13th. And then also Ella Walters 25th. Abby Davidson was 38th for the Eagan girls cross country. And for the boys, the top finishers, Noah Daniel was 15th. Patrick Berry 24th. Liam Frank 34th. And Mason Deltering 35th at the cross country meet that was held here earlier today, South Suburban Conference style.
There's a reminder, there is going to be a happy hour for the away game at Eastview at Wyde's Americana on the 18th, post-game, not pre-game, but post-game. So it'll be kind of a post-happy hour on the 18th, given that it's such an early game.
Again, that's a 4:30 start on Wednesday, the 18th. Schwam keeps. Schwam not going to get there. He saw a little bit of a seam, but Forest Lake quickly shut down the door, including then there was Jackson Christensen. We haven't called that name yet tonight, number 6 in white. Forest Lake to take over, 4:12 to go in the third.
Okay, I like that play design. That was a well-designed play. You're running 5 receivers down. Everybody's flying down the field. Schwam basically, if he had slipped the tackle, would have gotten the first down, no problem. He's got to make that decision just a bit earlier, Mike. He held onto that ball, set his feet too long. It almost could have been a quarterback draw, right? A quarterback draw might have worked there. Instead, he just delayed just a little bit too long, and it's a TOD.
So the Cats unable to take advantage of a Forest Lake turnover. Rangers take over at their own 29-yard line. Pretty safe call there. I would imagine we're going to see a lot of latent passer the rest of the way for Forest Lake. Number 8 in white. And there was, again, picked up 4 right there.
Well, credit to the Wildcat defense, despite the fact that they did give up that early touchdown here in the third quarter, Mike. Forcing the turnover has given their offense an opportunity. The defense has rallied.
Out of the Wildcat, Forest Lake to Somo.
Direct snap to Nolan Kamatsu, number 12, met by several Wildcats, including
minimal pickup that time.
number 23.
Gamonso, number 12. I think I might have mispronounced that, and my apologies to his fan club.
Another opportunity here for the Wildcats. The Rangers are looking at a third down and about 5. 3:11 and ticking here in the third quarter. If the Wildcats were to get a stop here, that might be, that they may give them their offense another chance.
Absolutely. Throw it. Got his man wide open at the 46-yard line. Nice route running that time. And number 5 with his catch again, that's Rendell. He had the 60-yard score earlier in this quarter. Just went down, turned in, wide open. 13-yard pickup for Forest Lake.
Well, just when you think the Lakers, doggone it, I did it. You busted me. Just when you think that the Rangers are going to run that ball again, keep that clock moving and give themselves an easy 4th down to make, they put it in the air.
Quarterback keep, nope, he'll pitch it back. Hanging on to the ball that time. Cordy, he's going to bounce outside. Got some wheels. Does he have enough to get around the corner past the defenders? 10-5. He's out of bounds, actually back at the 18-yard line. Yeah, Sam Cordy showing some wheels. That's a 35-yard pickup.
Again, just to the outside. Little dangerous there. That ball was hopping around, but the Wildcat defense got caught inside. And number 2 took it to the outside. Yeah, you see him stepping out of bounds there.
I was kind of wondering why the Wildcats weren't trying to finish those tackles. They heard the whistle. I did not.
Carter Will had to hustle back from his linebacker spot.
18-yard line.
Carter, he's got offers, I know, from Carlton and St. Olaf. Timeout taken, Forest Lake. A little more on Carter Will. Carlton, St. Olaf.
Timeout in the field taken by Forest Lake.
He's the president of the Unified Club, which promotes the opportunity to connect with people with disabilities. And I also saw he was a part of a soccer coach as well for a soccer team this year made up of folks with disabilities, and just a really outstanding young man to do something all that good in the community. Also the 2023 Olympic weightlifting state champ at 102 kilograms.
A man of many talents, no question about it.
One of the captains on this squad. Just, again, kind of the heart and soul of this Eagan defense, you could say, I think, about Carter. I would say Jack Hansen right up there as well. Clock is reset to 2:10 to go here, third quarter.
It resumes after the Rangers.
Forest Lake looking to, dare I say, put a dagger in this one?
Well, you'd like to think that, but of course, I do seem to recall last year's playoff game got a little dicey in the fourth quarter for the team up by 4 touchdowns. So I wouldn't say dagger yet, but we're getting there.
Well, that game was, as Forest Lake gets another nice pickup there on first down. That's about an 8-yard pickup. Cordy once again on the reception, but yeah, that game last year, that was the playoff game. Eagan comes home, tons of excitement around this place. It's 20-0 Forest Lake at the half, 27-0 after 3. People filing out left and right. Cats get within 27-21, couldn't quite get the onside kick, if I remember correctly, and Forest Lake was able to escape. Touchdown Rangers. That'll be an 11-yard score. That'll be DeMonso, his first touchdown of the night. So number 12 from the 11. And it's 27-7 Forest Lake.
Oh, just great blocking there to the outside. You saw both pulling, I think it was both pulling guards. And you see them congratulating their offensive line, and 69-67 come absolutely great pull, what a kick out block, a lead block up on the second level, made it look very easy.
And the extra point is good. Buck 28 to go, third quarter. It's now Forest Lake 28. The Eagan Wildcats 7. Here on ETV again, your home for Wildcats sports. Again, Wildcats, they go to Eastview next Wednesday, MEA week. It's a 4:30 start down there in Eastern Apple Valley. Forest Lake is home against Roseville. I believe I saw that as a 7 o'clock start up in Forest Lake. And with Roseville struggling, Forest Lake should not have a whole lot of trouble with that one would think. But again, game is not played on paper. As you look at the Eagan student section, again, very nice turnout tonight by the pit. I'd say about 2/3 of them are still here. Trying to get them going there with. Was that the replacement? No, who sings this? His mama's got it going
Fountains
on.
of Wayne.
Yeah,
Fountains of Wayne. So here's the situation for the Wildcats right now. Don't go away. All right, don't go away and don't quit on this game. Keep battling all the way to the end. Number one. Number two, Wildcats have got to dial up something. They've got to go back and start doing what they were doing when they beat Rosemount, when they took Lakeville South to the end. They've got to find that. They've got to find that mojo.
AJ Clark gets it out across the 30. He nearly busted that one. That would have been that mojo that you were just talking about.
Well, that's one of the latest. It's an incredibly late flag. I understand that there may have been a blindside block there. There may have been. I couldn't tell. One of the Ranger cover guys got decleated, and I think they're going to bring the Wildcats back 15 yards. And they are. Could not tell from my angle whether that was it was clearly a big collision. Whether it was a blindside block or not, I couldn't tell. Referee obviously did. What kind of bothers me a little bit about that isn't that he made the call, it's that he made the call well after the play was well away. And it's like usually if you see that, you instantly go, blindside block, and you throw that flag. It makes you wonder a little bit.
Cats taking over down 28-7. 1:22 to go, third quarter. And that was Evans is in at quarterback now, by the way, and out near the 28-yard line. Should be a first down, Wildcats. Tesdahl, I believe that's his first carry of the game. Give him 13. We'll take a look at that replay. Nice little hole there. Just bouncing that one outside. And dragging his defender for the last little bit.
First down, Wildcats.
Well, you start with one first down.
That's right. You have to start. It's baby steps.
And straight ahead. Again, Forest Lake all over that. Howie Johnson and company all there for Forest Lake. By the way, I want a special shout out to Rory Kigney watching us here tonight. Just had a message we had to make sure to say hi.
Second and 8.
Although I understand Rory's a Forest Lake fan, but we're equal opportunity shout outs.
Shout outers?
Shout outers? Okay.
I don't know, maybe something like that.
Yeah, we'll go with it. Could be the last play of quarter number 3. As the Cats are going to get it out near the 35-yard line as the presumably final seconds will tick off of quarter 3, and we will go to the final 12 minutes. It was 14-7 at the half. A couple of touchdowns in that third quarter by the Forest Lake Rangers. Rendell's 60-yard pass, DeMonso an 11-yard run, and it's 28-7 Forest Lake as we head to quarter number 4. Hey, I want to mention another team that doesn't get a lot of pub here at Eagan High School, and that is the Eagan Clay Target team. Again, who knew we even had a Clay Target team? But Eagan does. They're about halfway through their fall season. Got 5 folks that are averaging more than 21 out of 25 shooting skeet over at the West End Trap Club. Piper Larson, Finn Larson, Hayden Fluffy Davis, Alex Newton, Peyton Gramboy, all averaging better than 21 out of 25. Finn Larson's got a couple of 25s this year. Hayden Davis has got a couple. So the Eagan Clay Target team halfway through their season over at the West End Gun Club. From the 35, third and about 3 for the Cats.
Tesdahl, number 31.
And it's going to be, is that going to be enough? I think it is.
Yeah, both of the outside referees are standing on the 38-yard line and motioning that it is going to be a first down.
Yep, there go the sticks.
It's a gain of 2 to the 38.
You know, you can get that little 2-yard run, but the Cats are going to have to get some big plays here and get them quick.
Yeah, they're going to have some chunks of yardage. Wildcat defense has stepped up here in the second half a little bit and given the offense, they've created a turnover, a big turnover that offense just didn't take advantage of.
Again, a couple of yards, maybe 3 that time. The Cats go right up the middle. Tesdahl, the ball carrier that time for Eagan. Tesdahl, one of the many seniors on this team that could be playing their final home game on this field tonight. Cats, if they do not come back, they're going to fall to 2-5. They're going to go to Eastview next week, and I know Eastview's, I think they were 4-2 coming into tonight, but they're playing the schedule basically that Eagan had last year. So they're playing the Rosevilles, the Hopkins, some other teams that, it's a deceiving record potentially that the Eastview Lightning are having. But I mean, congrats to Eastview because they didn't win a game last year. But it's one of those games that rivalry game. The Cats should be competitive in that one as Gage another carry. But at 3-5, will it get you a home playoff game? I don't know. The two Lakevilles and Rosemont will be 1 through 3 in this district. Eastview, Burnsville, the consensus seems to be they'll be 7-8. But then you've got Eagan, you've got Mayo, you got Farmington in there in that 4-5-6. Farmington beat Eagan. Eagan beat Mayo. You know, where does that all fall into play? Here's Brooklyn Evans for the Wildcats. Nowhere to go that time for Brooklyn. Tripped up, and it's going to be 4th and about 6, maybe 7, as we go inside 10 to go in this one.
Well, the misdirection is certainly a good idea. It's something that the Wildcats certainly should be using, but it was, you know, it may be a little too late. Forest Lake, to their credit, they're at the point, Forest Lake's at the point defensively where they're expecting the Wildcats to do something that they're not, that's different. They don't think the Wildcats are just going to keep giving it over the A gap or the B gap. They think the Wildcats are going to be doing something different, and misdirection is going to be a little less effective.
Cats got to have it here. Schwam.
Nice.
And that ball, I think, got deflected on the way out. Evans was the intended target. Forest Lake takes over on downs. Something else I want to talk, when we talked to NJ today, I said, you know, any messages or shout outs you want to give? He said, I want to thank the fans that are weathering the storm. I think he meant tonight's crowd, you know, the rain and the wind and everything, but yeah, I think you can say that for all years. You look at a good chunk of the student section that's still here. A lot of ups and downs this year for this Wildcat squad. I mean, you had the huge win against Rosemount here. That was, what, week 3? Then you played South and North. South, you hung with them for really 3+ quarters down there. North dominated here a couple of weeks ago in that rain-shortened game. And then last week, I don't think anybody saw that coming. Farmington being able to put up 56. Although 3 of those scores were late after some Eagan turnovers.
2nd and 5, Rangers at the Wildcat 38.
8:54 to go. Forest Lake 2nd and about 5. Nice job that time. Oh, couldn't quite make the tackle. It's going to be first down, Forest Lake. I didn't see who that was that came up and nearly made that stop for the Wildcats. I think it might have been Dorsey.
Dorsey, yep, number 7, Dorsey. And Adam Dorsey did a great job of letting his feet move him to the place where he needed to make the tackle, but unfortunately, Panzer's just a little too strong for him. Dorsey just not able to wrap up.
Fresh set of downs for the Rangers. From the 29. On a wet and windy night here in Wildcat country. Right over the middle. They're going to say he was down. Mitch Long with the reception. Still going to be enough to move the sticks once again for Forest Lake.
Yeah, watch these 2 guards. Both guards pull to the right. They fake the run and then fire over the middle. Nicely done that time. Yeah,
that was a gain of 15 on the pass.
Yeah, it was a catch. It was a catch.
It was close.
It was close, but it was a catch.
Forest Lake just taking their sweet time. Play clock down to 11. Absolutely no hurry to snap this football. Eagan cheerleaders trying to keep the things alive down there as Forest Lake has an incompletion.
Cooper, number 10,
Cooper on the coverage for the Wildcats. Hey, every once in a while you can hear the noise, the announcements in the background. That's Dave Giles, the public address announcer here at Eagan High School. Tonight is his 100th game as the Eagan football public address announcer. So congrats, Dave, on one of those nice round numbers. Dave also does a lot of work at the State High School League tournaments. Hatzer inside the 10, down to about the 7. Going to be just shy of a first down.
Larson, number 52.
Larson on the stop. Just look at that hole that has opened up there. That's a huge job. Wes Morris, 73 in white.
8 of 7, 3rd and
big
3
block
from the 7.
Cody Houston, number 67, also big player there for Forest Lake. Patzer cuts it back inside, and for the third time tonight, Patzer is into the blue paint. 34-7, Forest Lake. I got to admit, Nate, the Crown, after that first half, I did not see this coming.
No, I thought the Wildcats would be more competitive here in the second half. They had a chances, plural, to be competitive here in the second half, and they didn't do it. And that's, I'm not saying you have to, this isn't a situation where everything needs to be taken down to the foundations, but the Wildcats had great efforts against Lakeville South, against Rosemount, against Mayo, and they, and whatever was working well for them, that's what they need to get back to, and that because that's what's happening now here out on the field just isn't working for the team.
By the way, 35 as the extra point is good. This ties a season high in points for Forest Lake. They beat Eastridge 35-29 back in week 2. For Eagan, this will be the second most points they've allowed this year. So in the last 3 games, the Cats have allowed, well, let's go to 4, Lakeville South. 27, 28, 56, and we're now at 35 in this one with 6:50 to go. 6:58 to go.
Number 4, and Ison, number 20.
I think it's just a matter of guys gotta make the plays at this point. You're deep enough in the season where it's not going to be a system thing at this point.
No, it's not. And the fact that there has been success by the Wildcats against other good football teams means it's not a system issue. It's an execution issue. Yep. And the guy, look, the coaching staff and the players are going to work hard over this next handful of days, getting ready for Eastview. Go into that game, have a good game against Eastview, and then see where the playoffs take you.
Yep. Return possibility for the Cats. They get it out near the 15. Good coverage downfield by the Rangers. And Clark looks like he's hurt as well on the play. It's like the last thing the Wildcats want is for guys to get hurt. Hunter Hanegraaff, by the way, was the first man down making the stop for Forest Lake, as you see Clark limping off. Clark done a little bit of everything for this squad this year. Played good in the secondary, returns kicks. And let's hope that young man is okay, nothing serious. So from the 16 deep in their own end come the Wildcats. See if they can put together a positive drive before this one goes final. And the Forest Lake defense does not want to agree with that, as they are all over that play for the Wildcats on the run. Nate Schleif, among others, in there for Forest Lake. I'll tell you, with what I see out of this Forest Lake team tonight between their offense and their strong defense, they are going to be a tough out come postseason play. And I know they've been close with Stillwater. They've been close with Woodbury.
Yep.
They'll probably get a 3, maybe a 4 out in that district. There's some good teams over there as well. But yeah, that's not a team I want to see.
Now the Rangers are looking strong defensively. They're not giving up too much to the Wildcats, and offensively they're, again, after a slow start, I think it's fair to say, the Rangers have really come into their game. In the first half they had penalties. They had the big turnover, set up the Wildcat touchdown, but since then it's been, other than the one fumble, it's been very competent and very workmanlike. Very few penalties. Few penalties of note.
Look at that Eagan offensive line. Those guys have been under attack a lot tonight. Number 50, Alex Lose, and others. So we're down to inside 5.5 to go. Cat's going to go outside. Ison, we said he's ready to break one. Will this be it? Ison, I think he finally is breaking one. 6 points. Eagan.
It might be a little too little, a little too late, but don't tell that to Baden Ison, as that was an excellent effort. Good blocking on the outside, and Ison showing the speed that he flashed last year against Shakopee. Watch this, he's going to come right into your living room. Great blocking on the outside. I can't tell who that was, but Ison with a great job of staying in bounds.
takes it to the house with Schwam escorting him into the blue paint.
80 yards on that one. Hansen, PAT, is blocked. Forest Lake is trying to run it, but no, this ain't college, boys and girls. But hey, we said something positive for the Wildcats.
That was positive.
Positive icing right there.
Absolutely, and because why not? We're going to see an onside kick attempt here, I think, Mike Cook.
I would assume so.
We're going to see an onside kick attempt, and we're going to see what happens. I mean, again, I'm not expecting a great comeback here for the Wildcats, but at the same time, and onside kicks are a lot of fun to watch.
They can be
if they are executed properly.
We said it a little bit ago. I mean, we're probably dreaming here, but it was 27-0 last year going to the fourth quarter. Eagan got 3 scores to get it close. The deja vu all over again to use Yogi Berra?
It's not.
No.
It's not, because the margin's bigger and there's less time in the quarter left. And I think the statistics would tell you that the odds of that happening is really low, right? It's just low. But at the same time, that all being said, that's the kind of thing that gives you a little bit of hope, right?
Absolutely.
Stuff like that gives you a little bit of hope and says, hey, let's give this a try. And now Hansen or Kolamainen, it looks like it's going to be Kolamainen, is going to try this onside kick. The Rangers have their hands team up, and this is a good test for the Rangers. They need to be able to do this too in the playoffs. So we'll see what the Rangers do.
And you look at Matt Nice and just went 80 yards. By the way, get out there on the kick team.
Yes, well,
Number 20.
It's the hands team.
Yeah,
it's the good hands
there he
team.
is on your screen. Not sure. Did that one go 10 yards? I think it did.
And
ultimately,
Rangers,
but I don't know who got it.
Yeah, Rangers say they had it.
Cats were right there behind it, but good job by Forest Lake. They fell on it.
Looked like one of the Rangers was trying to play that ball before it got to the 50, but it squirted by. So kind of a. Let's see if we can pick this up.
It's Connor McPhee that ultimately comes up with it.
Oh, wow.
Nice big hit there. But yeah, McPhee comes in, covers it right on the Wildcat.
That was a well-executed onside kick by the Wildcats. Instead of trying to chase the ball, looking at the ball, what they should have been doing is trying to push the Rangers back. Had they done that, that would have been successful.
So we're down to 5:09 to go. Might have got a yard that time, did Forest Lake. It looks like they've maybe put some new numbers in there, and probably wisely. And good opportunity for these guys too. That was Caden Bashinsky, number 15, his first carry of the football game for Forest Lake. Trying to see if the Cats still have their number one D out there. So we're looking through a waterlogged window. Could hear some of the Forest Lake coaches up here in the booth. Patzer gets outside to about the 41.
Number 8, the ball carrier, pushed out of bounds by number 23.
Hey, got to mention another one too. Eagan girls tennis, Cassandra Lee, number 1 AA singles player. They started action today, so hopefully she can make it down to the Baseline Tennis Center at the U of M. Even better, take your teammates with you if Eagan can come through and get a section title. But yeah, Cassandra Lee, good luck to you in the tennis tournament.
Where we want to go, dude, like unacceptable.
Forest Lake just milking the clock. Straight ahead. And down to the 31-yard line. That will it be enough to move the sticks? I believe he's there. And there go the sticks.
There go the sticks. Little surprised Pats are still in there.
I am too, actually.
I thought I'd have him on the bench. Hasn't he done enough for you? But again, that's why I'm up here and I'm not down on the field coaching.
I don't know if there's some kind of a numerical target he's got for, some kind of, I don't know,
who knows,
some kind of team record of some kind or whatever. But yeah, you just don't want to risk, your stud running back getting hurt.
Ball carrier number
in a game that is all but decided.
It's decided, and you know, the Wildcats coming out of this, they've, you know, again, there have been, you know, Mike, you and I have been doing this for a while, and we've been watching Wildcat football for a while. You know, there's been some things in this game that have been very positive for the Wildcats, some things that have been very unpositive, if you will call it that. The biggest thing is that the Wildcats have got to glom onto the stuff that's worked for them, that's been positive, and keep at it and amplify it.
Yep. Second and about 6. Around a 3 to go. Garrell, he's down to the 12. That'll move the sticks as well for Forest Lake. Starting quarterback. One of the few carries, if not the first, he's had tonight.
I'm surprised to see him still in there as well. I mean,
I am too.
And especially running the ball.
14 yards.
Yeah, I mean, he took a pretty good lick at the end of this one, I think.
First and 10 Rangers.
Yeah, it was Dorsey laying the lumber.
Yep.
I would just, might be tempted to just take a couple of knees here.
And that'll move the line again. That's 4, maybe 5. Number of Eagan Wildcats in there. Larson up 52, we said. He moved from the D-line to the linebacker spot tonight. Bennett Larson. And, you know, 37, Harrison Brandt, the sophomore. He's gotten some significant playing time tonight.
Big credit to this Forest Lake offensive line. These boys up front have done such a nice job tonight, moving the pile and creating creases. Patcher's a great running back, but it really starts up front.
Yep. Saw Hans Anderson in there a moment ago, and I don't think we've called him yet tonight on the defensive line, and going to be out of bounds at about the 2. And we've got a cat down. Let's see, hopefully that's just frustration, slow to get up, not an injury, but that seems to be an injury kind of thing. With what we got left, buck 48.
Officials timeout, injured.
Well, we have this injury timeout. We want to give a shout out to our award-winning ETV crew that make Mike Hook and Nathan Cron sound look so good. We really do appreciate it. And the crew tonight, we've got Josh Sibley, our executive producer. Director is Tim Shinyan, Ken Trainer, Kiana Zastapil, Nick Mudd. Sorry, it's a little dark up here in the booth. And Jared Greenberg. Thank you so much for making us sound and look so good. Thank you for your commitment to broadcasting so many sports and community events here on ETV. You guys collectively at ETV are really a jewel in the Eagan crown, and we really do appreciate it.
And I want to give them credit, too, because most of those folks are out in the elements tonight.
Yep.
In the wind and the rain and whatnot. So, and you know what? They're all going to be back here for soccer next Tuesday when the Eagan girls try to make the state tournament. Big 7:15 section final against the, can we call them the hated Rosemount Irish?
Hate's a strong word.
I know it is.
Hate's a strong word. The detested, maybe.
Archenemy?
Archenemy, yeah, there you go. Archenemy is a good one.
Okay, we'll go with that. Straight ahead. No, nice job by that Eagan defense up the middle.
Number 15.
Let's see who that was in there for the defense. I believe, was that August Bowie, 24?
No gain.
They crank a little Rick Astley on the PA system.
Oh, why not?
At the 2-yard line.
Should be cranking that at the homecoming dance tomorrow night.
I bet you won't hear that tomorrow night.
I bet you do.
I bet you don't.
Okay, fine. Well, we're not going to be there to find out.
No, we won't.
Straight ahead, look at that Eagan D. Not in our house, they said this time. Carter Will in there, Bowie in there again.
Good effort by the Eagan defense. And it takes a bit of luster off of it to have a goal line stand when you're down like this in terms of the score, but don't tell that to those players. Look at those guys rallying to the tackle.
I want to give Bennett Larson credit there. He fought off a block and came over and helped out.
3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
3rd and goal. Victory formation.
Yeah, I like this from the Rangers. This makes a lot of sense. Just kneel on this ball. You don't need to stick it in the end zone again. And it's a classy move here by the Rangers, and the Rangers set themselves up for a great opportunity. Maybe, like you were saying, Mike Cook, maybe a nice playoff run for these Rangers.
Yeah, I can see it happening. You know, and I think maybe part of it was they were trying to get Caden Bashinsky a touchdown there. Number 15, but didn't quite get it, but bottom line, Forest Lake is going to head back up 35E with a 35-13 win over the Eagan Wildcats. Again, Cats short, both teams actually short turnaround. Cats are at Eastview, MEA Wednesday. Again, 4:30 start down at Eastview. Forest Lake will be home to Roseville. And then the 27th 6A playoffs get going.
Well, fortunately for the Wildcats, they're going to be playing a team they know very very well. The Eastview Lightning are I think the Eastview Lightning and Wildcats have played virtually every year since Eastview Lightning, the Eastview High School was built, and so it's a program they know well, it's a team they know well. So in terms of a short week, if there was an opponent you were going to play in a short week, an opponent like that's probably a good one to play.
Yeah, I would say Eastview is Egan's biggest rival at this point. So, both teams are going to be fired up for that one. So that's going to wrap things up here in Wildcat Country. Homecoming 2023. Not the result the Eagan faithful hoped for here on a wet and windy night in Wildcat Country, but the Forest Lake Rangers 35, the Eagan Wildcats 13. So on behalf of the entire ETV crew, the award-winning Eagan TV crew, he's Nathan Crown, I'm Mike Cook. Thank you for being with us all season long, and we'll see you next time for Wildcat football on ETV.